All right. May the 4th be with you. I figured with it being May 4th that I should do a Star Wars update. I've actually been wanting to do one for a long time, and today is the day. All right, now if you aren't already aware, I am a Star Wars collector, fan. I love Legos, and right now Lego has some deals going on. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the Lego website for the next week or so. There are going to be some amazing Star Wars deals where you can get some free stuff if you go buy some of those Legos and get some free stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't know that I'm going to buy anything this year. I really do want to get the X-Wing, but I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger just right now. But I do have some stuff to talk about. And let's take a look at some pictures. Now, some of this stuff is going to be from weeks ago because, like I said, I have been wanting to do an update for a while. But let's take a look. All right, so the first picture I have here is about Rey. They did talk about, my last update, I talked about the new movies that were going to be coming out, and one of those was going to be about Rey. Well, come to find out, she is not going to be the main character in that Star Wars movie. She is going to be a kind of a mentor character to two apparently two different Jedi that she is training. It's going to be more about them than it is her, and they did get John Boyega to come back and play Finn as well, after he swore he would never come back. But he is back, so there's some stuff churning with that movie. And I do believe this will be the first of the 3 films that have been announced that will be coming out. So this is the other thing that is very interesting. As soon as The Mandalorian Season 3 ended, there was a lot of chatter that Jon Favreau is likely out of Lucasfilm, that he is being pushed out, which would be extremely strange because the only 2 people down there who know what they're doing is Jon Favreau and also Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni. So those 2 guys are the ones who should be in charge, and they really need to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, which she does have a time bomb, with what's going on. She has just a little while to correct this ship, or she's going to be let go. All right, now this is interesting. So there was, one person was expecting to come back as Boba Fett. And that was, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Tamora Morrison is what I was trying to remember his name. So Tamora Morrison came out and he said, I was supposed to be in The Mandalorian Season 3, but nobody rang me. I was waiting for the phone call in New Zealand, waiting and wanting to give up. Well, that Mando guy stole a few chapters of my book. It was painful watching him turn up with some black new lethal sword. And the way he turned up in the book of Boba, he just destroyed everybody. I'm sure this guy is ruining my show, but I couldn't say anything. I'm not the writer, so I have to bear it, I guess. I think there is a few changes going on. We also come under the big umbrella known as Disney now, too. So it's one of many previous few conversations we had in L.A. The dialogue began like, oh, look, we're having a few changes. We're having a few cutbacks. And while you hear that on the different finish of the road, it's not good attempting to barter any more cash. That's for positive. So we'll see what occurs. He got basically steamrolled here. And Disney is apparently going away from a lot of their the men in a lot of their shows that they're pushing away. You saw that with The Mandalorian Season 3. It was more about Bo-Katan than it was The Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal's character. So The Mandalorian can mean the whole group of people, and I've talked about that before. So Disney also doesn't want to use Luke in the future either, and they're bringing in Rey. Like, they are turning away from the strong male characters. And honestly, with what they did with Tamora Morrison in the Book of Boba Fett, he deserves better. He deserves a lot better than we got. There were a few cool scenes. I like when he went back to the Sarlacc pit, but for the most part, that show was kind of a big disappointment. All right, now this is also very interesting. Now, there's no love lost on me. I am a massive non-fan of Damon Lindelof, to say the least. There's a couple of people that I cannot stand as writers, and Damon Lindelof is one of them. And one day I'll tell you guys the story as to why. But this goes all the way back to Lost. And if anybody saw Lost, they really screwed a lot of the viewers over. And Damon Lindelof was one of those that was the mastermind behind it. And he admitted that they did it on purpose. And so ever since then, also Prometheus, I'm not going to get into this. One day I'll do a video on why I don't like Damon Lindelof. So there's no love lost that he's disappeared. This guy can start projects, but he can never finish them. He said, I was in more than just talks to join the Star Wars universe. I joined the Star Wars universe and was asked to leave. Damon Lindelof in a recent Esquire interview. There was a link in the bio for more information on that. But he was actually supposed to be a part of this project, and he gave a lot of input, and then he was just let go. They just got rid of him. It was a little bit ridiculous. They're doing a whole strange, weird overhaul over there at Star Wars, and if the ship doesn't get corrected soon, more heads are going to roll down there. Now, here's something interesting that popped up the other day where it said Ahsoka will have 8 60-minute episodes. I was actually pretty excited when I saw this. I'll tell you, out of everything that Disney has released, this show seems like the most Star Wars-centric show so far. And I'm actually really excited for this to air. And I was excited when I saw this, but we're going to see here in a minute what this actually means. All right, so here was the update to the Ahsoka thing. This was days later. It said, no, you should not expect Ahsoka to have 60-minute episodes. The information floating around comes from the Writers Guild of America, in the same directory also listing The Mandalorian as having 60-minute episodes. This is not a confirmation, it's a rough estimate. My guess is that because of the cost and the look of this show, we're probably going to get 30-minute episodes, or they're going to be right about that. There will be 8 episodes. They're spending a ton of money on this one. It's got Thrawn in it. They're tying everything together. This is the show that is actually going to tie a lot of different storylines together. Stuff that was started with, the Clone Wars, leading all the way up through Rebels, leading up through The Mandalorian, and now into the Ahsoka show. She's like the thread that is going to tie everything together, which I'm okay with that. She is a character that definitely deserves some limelight, and after they introduced her in Star Wars The Clone Wars, it's great to see her getting her own show, and the fact that we get to see Thrawn in live action. That's going to be quite a bit of fun. All right, so here's something that I just pulled up. I forgot to crop this when I saved it, but so Total Film came out, and they're one of the people that keeps up with all the TV and movie news, mainly movie news, and it said, a year on from Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's still clear that Darth Vader needs his own show. I totally agree. In fact, this is the one place where I think Disney has dropped the ball. As a lifelong fan of Star Wars, I have always wanted to see the Jedi Purge. I want to see the Inquisitors. I want to see Darth Vader hunt down and kill some Jedi. I think that would be amazing to see. I think that's a no-brainer. It would be a darker, more adult-oriented show. And I think it would behoove Disney to do something like that and give us some Darth Vader. So there are the photos that I have for you guys, and I'm going to continue to pull stuff, and I'm going to continue to do updates on Star Wars. There's a lot of Star Wars content coming out, and like I said, I'm a lifelong fan, especially of the live-action stuff. The cartoons, yes, I will tell you my absolute favorite thing, and I think I did a review on this. I don't remember. But I think my favorite thing that Disney has done so far was Tales of the Jedi, which was animated. That show, if you have not seen Tales of the Jedi, go watch it. Oh my gosh, it was superb. It was the best thing that Disney has put out Star Wars-wise. I've seen some of the Clone Wars. I've seen all of Rebels. I haven't seen anything of the Bad Batch. I'm not as much an animated fan as I am the live action stuff. So you have to understand I'm coming from this from a live action perspective, but if you saw some of the stuff I own for Star Wars, I have a whole Star Wars collection that is boxed up. It's pretty crazy. I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan. Like I said, there are 3 franchises that I roll around. You've got DC, you've got Star Wars, and you have Indiana Jones, and I will be doing an update for Indiana Jones here in the next day or so, but I don't want to go over my 3 video limit. All right, so there's my update for Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. And if you aren't taking advantage of some of the sales going on and you are a Star Wars fan, get out there before the day ends so that you can get some deals. I saw Arcade 1-Up had money off of their Star Wars cabinet. I saw that there was stuff going on at Target, at the Lego shop. Take advantage of May 4th if you are a Star Wars fan. If you don't, I think you're foolish for not taking advantage if it's there and it's available to you. All right, there's my update for the day. I will see you guys on the next video.